Another film review tonight. Tonight I've been watching, of course, the remake of RoboCop 2014. You know what? I actually enjoyed this film. It's not perfect. It has moments you kind of think that could have been better. But yeah, it's not a bad movie. Actually, it's really good. It's enjoyable. Not a patch on the original one, but it's enjoyable. So, RoboCop is a 2014 American science fiction film directed by Josh Padihar. It's a remake of the 1987 RoboCop, the same name, and the fourth installment of the RoboCop franchise. Overall, the film stars Joel Kinnaman as Alex Murphy, as the title Gary Oldman, Michael Keaton, Samuel Jackson, Abby Cornish, Samuel Ode Haley, Michael K. Williams, Jennifer Haley, Jay Baruchel, supporting roles set in 2018. A detective becomes critically injured and turned into a cyborg police officer whose program blurs the line between man and machine. So 118 minutes, budget of over 130 million, it makes box office of 242.6 million. Plot. In 2028, what the hell does that mean? Multinational conglomerate. I just put Omicort. Multinational conglomerate. Umicourt revolutionizes warfare by introducing cybernetic peacekeepers capable of maintaining law and order. CEO Raymond Sellers leads the company to market its technology to domestic law enforcement. However, the Dreyfus Act forbids the deployment of motorized drones in the United States. So they actually decided to make a cyborg, so they have a kind of half man, half machine, and that's how they create RoboCop. Aware that most Americans oppose using militarist systems in their communities, Sellers asked Dr. Derek Norton and his research team to devise an alternative. The result is a proposal for a cyborg police officer. However, Norton informs Sellers that only someone stable enough to handle being a cyborg can be turned into one, and some candidates are rejected. A police detective, Alex Murphy, is chosen after he is critically injured in a car bomb explosion arranged by a crime boss, Antonian Vallon, as revenge for Murphy's investigation into his activities. Norton pursues Alex's wife, Clara. She's beautiful, by the way. Absolute gorgeous woman. I know what her name is, but I was like, oh my goodness me. To sign off on the procedure. Upon waking up and realising the extent of his transformation, a frustrated Alex escapes, but Norton shuts him down and returns him to the lab. Norton reveals to Alex that the only remnants of his human bodies are most of his head, including parts of his brain, respiratory organs, heart, right hand. Horrified, Alex asks for anesthesia, but Norton reminds Alex that his wife and son's David's patients, convincing him to live for the sake. I'll leave up to that. I don't know. I'll just go back there. So yeah, this film was actually really enjoyable. It's not perfect. Yeah, it stars Cara Murphy. Yeah, and Abby Cornish. Oh my goodness me, very attractive woman. So this film, it's actually a good cast actually, a really good cast. It's got an actor from The Wire actually. It's really good. What's his name? That's his name. I think he's dead now. I know. Michael Kenneth Williams plays Jack Lewis. It's just funny. Lewis, of course. Not Anne Lewis. She's actually in this film. It's like a different character, different actor, different sex, whatever. So yeah, so it kind of plays the same storyline about a police officer getting killed in a line of due to not a line of duty. He gets like murdered, but he gets murdered in a different way, and not like the original movie will get like gunned down. This is like tamer. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's like it's just not as bloody. This film. I like the first part of this film. It's really good actually. Got this like there's like these. Yeah, actually, I like the effects in the film are great, especially the Ed 209s. They call them ED 209s instead of Ed 209s, which is okay. Especially at the beginning, we actually see these like robots and stuff at the beginning, and these suicide people, these suicide bombs and stuff like that. It's like film. Some of the visual effects in this film are actually pretty good. Actually, I thought. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. Actually, it's an expensive movie, way more expensive than the original RoboCop film. And the guy who plays RoboCop, Joel Kinnaman, he actually does a decent job. So anyway, he finds out. Anyway, so him and this other guy are undercover. The guy from The Wire, of course, are undercover, and of course, is it? Anyway, so these weapons have been given out to this criminal called Valon, and yeah, and it turned out to be corrupted cops in this mover. End up finding out about it, of course, later on in the film. Anyway, so later on in the film, you meet a character. Anyway, Raymond Study is part of he's part of OCP, and he wants to create like a cyborg because for some reason robots aren't allowed in America, so because citizens. Anyway, so trying to explain that storyline, it's trying to gives me a migraine, because I don't want to explain too much. It's so much to. But anyway, so they want to create this like cyborg. So then I'm getting like so anyway, Alex Murphy, of course, he gets injured, he gets almost killed. Anyway, so he ends up getting like blown up by a bomb. Anyway, so the guy set up, then he ends up getting injured, badly injured. Of course, they decide to turn him into RoboCop. And I like the fact at the beginning he acts normal like a human. Then they start to, but then the problem thing is not very happy with his studies. Not very happy with his performance as RoboCop. He's got like he's too human, so he's like creating his character. He's not very happy about. Study's not happy about the way thing is acting. It's because he's too human still, so he decides. So he ends up telling Dr. Dennick character, Gary Oldman's character that he wants to like make him more less human. So that starts to affect him. So he starts acting more. So he ends up doing something to him. So he acts more like a robot. But then that starts to like. So but then his human side starts to overcome that later on in the film, which I thought was interesting. Actually, I thought that was good. I think the problem with this film, it does kind of like. There's not enough violence. Like the first RoboCop film, there's violence. It was like hard hitting, thicky movement, violence stuff, gritty, But this film kind of lacks all that. But it does make up for some really decent action scenes in it. But yeah, I like his bike in it, by the way. RoboCop's bike in this is actually pretty badass. Because at the beginning of the film, it's actually grey, and it looks better grey. But then you get used to the black afterwards. So, but I do like the nozzle, the original RoboCop with the. There's a part in the film where the guy actually goes, "This is what he's gonna have like body armor." And he's got like the original RoboCop body armor. And I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. But then he has this weird like these police car sirens on him with like design. It's like, okay, that was terrible, terrible idea. But then Michael Keaton's like, let's just make him black, So yeah, I like Michael Keaton. He's a good character. I won't explain the whole story, but I'll just say what I liked about it, the action scenes and stuff like that. I did like the way they did that. And there's a part of the film where you actually visit the son as RoboCop, and it's kind of like, yeah, so they do accept the way he is. And there's another part of the film where they actually take parts of his body away. And it's like, all it shows is like inside and one hand. I don't understand why they saved his other hand. I just don't quite understand that, but There's a part of the film where after I won't explain the whole story. There's a part of the film I thought was very interesting where RoboCop goes after Michael Keaton's guys because he tries to kill him as part of the film. So he tries to almost die twice, of course, and that pisses him off. So he goes after him. There's like some Ed 209s, and it's pretty cool actually. I like the part where he's riding his bike and he just jumps right through this like window and it's destroys some of the Ed 209s. It's pretty awesome. But there's part of the film where one of them drops on top of him and he's like, and it shoots his arms off, and he's like, he's still got his human hand, which I thought was interesting. So I don't know if that was done on purpose or what. It's like human side destroying his like robots. It's like his robot arm. I have no idea, but I thought it was interesting. But his wife, my goodness me, what a very attractive woman. Holy moly. Actually, Samuel Jackson pops on this, and he plays like a kind of like, he's like this news guy. He makes this weird noise at the beginning. It's weird, but yeah, it's weird. Yeah, good movie though. Some great action scenes. I like the part where he goes into this like, he goes into this like where he's just come. He drives through this like building and shooting all these people. And it's because he's after. Because there's a part in the film where they put more stuff in his brain, like all the like information and stuff, all these criminals, and it starts to like make him act a bit funny. So they take all his like emotions out, but then he starts going after all these criminals. It's like, so he's like more focused, not distracted. There's one point he goes after this guy in this building, he's shooting over. It's just, that's a cool scene that was. There's like the bike scene. I like his bike in it. His bike is pretty awesome. The cast are pretty good, and yeah, it's a good film though. It's a good movie. It doesn't quite have that hard hitting feel to the original one, because even the second one. Yeah. I like his outfit. I like it when it's grey, it's better. It looks like the original RoboCop. I know it just looks more metallic. When it's black, it looks like his. I mean, you get used to it after a while, but I don't know. It looks alright when it's black. It looks cool, but when it's black and when it's grey, I don't know, it's cool. But then again, when it's black, it's in the dark and he's driving. It looks a bit like Batman. But always like it's like Batman. It's like do on his Batmobile. It's like, but at the same time, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool actually seeing that. All those the flashing lights on the bike. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy this movie. It's got some good action scenes. It's got corrupt cops. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's got some really good visual. I like the Ed 209s. I do think they're pretty cool in it. It's got these other robots. I like the part where he's practicing, where he gets these robots and there's one cool part where he's like it's like this virtual thing where he's like going against this other robot, and Matos, he's like trains robot, how to use the weapons and stuff like. He's like a weapons expert, and he's like. And they're like going against each other, and of course, RoboCop hesitates, and that's when they decide they've got to get rid of the human side and make him more robot. And that's kind of affects him later on. Actually, like I said, his human side overcomes all that after later on in the film, which I didn't mind actually. I thought it was pretty cool. They make him more human, and then they try to get rid of all his human side, what makes RoboCop, who he is. Yeah, I enjoyed it though. Good action scenes. Good film that. I think the old cast did his job. The guy, what's him? I think Gary Oldman's good in it because he's good. He seems to be good in a lot of roles, and he's a good actor, and this is pretty good. The only issue of this film, the finale, the film has a really good. Actually, I think the beginning of the film was really good, especially when you see the end to it. They're really good. But the ending part was, to me, as a letdown because the original RoboCop was like, it was so good, the finale of that film. But then this one, they decided to kind of, there's a part in the film where they're on the top of the building, the OCP building, and RoboCop goes after Finger's character, Michael Keaton's character. Anyway, she tries to kill him, kill RoboCop, of course. RoboCop gets away. And of course, he goes after him. Then they're at the top of the he's like threatening his wife and his kid. And I don't know. It's just so weak. I always think this part was so weak. The ending part. That's what bugs me about this film. It has such a weak ending. It has a cool part where he drives through the window of it, takes all his Ed 209s, and I still didn't feel satisfied with the end. Yeah, I just thought, was that it? And he sees his wife, and that's it. Of course, at the end, he does actually wear his grey again, which looks better. But yeah, I enjoyed it though. It's not perfect. It does have its moments of really good action scenes. Then it had moments of. It does. The thing about this movie, it does have no corny moments like the third one. That film has so much corny moments. It's more serious, but still not hard hitting like the first one. The first one was still a great mover. But I didn't mind this one actually. I do like the part where he runs though. That's pretty cool when he runs and stuff and jumps and But he uses two guns this time. And I like the part where Fingers character, Fingers character, the guy, the weapons expert guy, Freddy Krueger. I like the part where he points the gun at him and is like, and the things come out his leg like so his gun comes out the leg. That was pretty cool. Like in the original movie. Slightly bit more advanced with effects and stuff, but it looks pretty cool though. I didn't mind that. So there's some cool stuff in this film which I liked. But okay, so we'll get to the pros and cons. Okay, so pros. Okay, really good effects in this movie. I like the designs. I like the robot designs. I didn't mind RoboCop's design. I thought it looked pretty cool actually, especially the grey. I got used to you get used to the black afterwards, but it looks pretty cool. But I still prefer them when he's grey. It looks more like the classic RoboCop. I don't know, it just looks more metallic. A little more like a robot. But yeah. So yeah, so effects, robot design, RoboCop's design I didn't mind. I did like some characters in this movie, which I did like. Some of the characters I liked. Michael Keaton's character, Gary Oldman's character. Got a really good cast in this actually, so the cast is really good. I like the music in it. It's got the RoboCop music, not quite as strong as the original one, but I liked it. I like the beginning of this film. The beginning was pretty good. So yeah, and this film does have some really good action scenes which I liked. So yeah. Okay, cons. Oh, this is easier. Not enough violence. It's not. It's like it should have been R-rated. This film should have been. It would have been a lot better. Bit more impact would have been. Yeah. So yeah. And that was a bit of a weak. I don't know. I just thought the part where he gets blown up was a bit weaker. They could have went a bit more. I don't know. They should have done more than that. Just goes blown up and that's it. Just because the original movie was just bloody. It was gory. It was nasty. But this one was just like gets injured. That was it. So it's kind of a weak part of the story that was. Alex Murphy getting injured, that was a bit weak. Weak ending. And yeah, so not enough violence in this. So yeah. So the rating I'm going to give RoboCop 2014 is a 4 out of 5. Still enjoyed it, right? I really enjoyed this movie. So 4 out of 5 for RoboCop 2014. So anyway, people, take care, enjoy my videos, and hopefully you'll see me soon, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.